All right, young Groms, I'm doing this really quick. Sorry for the noise in the background, because I gotta take a class and then I'm shooting all the way up to New England to go drop off this little 5.6 here. And Tim and I are hopefully gonna be able to get out on our two mini Simmons right here, the 5.6 and the 5.10, and we're gonna rip a point together. We've been talking about this forever. Once we designed the mini Simmons and the modern Simmons, all we wanted is just to get out to a point break and go rip it up. So you're probably wondering, what is this giant 10'6" board doing that should be paddled in at Mavericks, Waimea, Jaws, and nowhere on the East Coast? But when I was training for Hawaii and I was training to surf Jaws, paddle out solo for my first time, I was thinking a lot about focusing on exactly what I want and not stopping until I get that. So I could head to Jersey with, most of the Northeast tomorrow, ride a normal board like the 6.7 here and try to get barreled. But what I love is paddling out deep water, long period, open ocean. So if I can find that somewhere up in New England, even though the swell's only gonna be, head high, 6 feet at 10 seconds or something like that, I think I can find somewhere to ride that board. So I'm super stoked. I gotta get back in, I got a Zoom meeting I gotta do, and then we're headed up north to meet up with the Arc Boys. Definitely gonna see some mini Simmons action, and we're super stoked. Cute little board right here is Tim's 5.6, and I think it's just kind of cool that I'm going on a trip right now with a 10.6 and a 5.6, two different boards, 4 feet apart. And what I'm most stoked on is how white this is and how white my mini Simmons is, still super white. So that was one thing I wanted to highlight, is just that these Arc boards, they last, I've taken this thing through everything and it's still almost as white as this other board over here. We got helmet, we got oil, we got propane, we got a 10.6 gun, sleeping bag, bed, pillow. We are ready for anything that could happen.
I don't know if...
See ya. We are off now, off of Long Island. It is not going easy though, for sure. A different direction, and it was super long, even for everyone in there. We were all exhausted by the end. It took a lot of mental brain work. It was a research meeting, and we're talking about this research project that we're working on. We're going after exactly what we want. We want to catch a big open ocean wave. So I'm stoked. I'm in a great mood, even though mentally I'm kind of drained and I have a 3-hour drive ahead of me. I put my propane stove in a terrible area, either behind the car or something, and my dad ran it over, and then all this stuff was going on, and I was like, what is happening? So I needed to take a 5-minute break and be like, okay, do I have my surfboard, booties, gloves, wetsuit? Am I going to today? Just take a 5-minute step back. I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna catch some bigger waves this afternoon. I'm late. I'm so late to the party because this Zoom meeting went forever and there's traffic and whatnot. But I'm pushing through, and I feel like this session is gonna have an X factor. I feel like this trip, things are gonna work out, and either I'm gonna get a lot of waves, the lighting will be really good. I just feel it's all gonna come together for this one. The company will be great. We'll be bright. Timmy and I will be riding our mini Simmons. I'm just kind of stoked, even though things aren't going perfectly. I just have this general idea it's going to be a good trip. In the past, I've felt guilty about going surfing, and especially going on a mission like this when I'm supposed to be studying for boards or exams. But I think it's important to realize that no matter how intense you are into your career or how dedicated you are to being a doctor, it's important to realize you still have choice and volition. You can do whatever you want if you plan your time. Yesterday I did 7 lectures. I just grinded and studied for boards and stuff because I knew I was going today. And I just want to make sure to myself, it's always important that I can do whatever I want. If I really want to do something, I'll just go out and do it, regardless of how long of a drive it is, long of a paddle. So I'm stoked for this trip. As you guys can tell, I'm super pumped. My expectations are high, but I think they're going to be met. All right, guys, we just hit a little bit of engine trouble. My check engine light's on. I think it has to do with the fact that I'm kind of due for an oil change coming up. So I'm going to get out there and put a little oil in her. Hopefully that helps. Guys, I am beyond stoked right now. We found perfect, beautiful waves. really hard to get here. The wave that I want to surf is just not working. The tide, I got here on the wrong tide. I'm tempted to go out anyway and just charge it, but it's just not working at all. So I'm going to take out the gun, because exactly what I want to do is ride the gun and catch a bomb, whether that's a head-high bomb or an overhead bomb. I think I'll be able to find one.
Like a sunny day, I wouldn't give away 1 minute with you. Cause you're the only one that ever moved me at all. Played around and then I left you hanging on the wall. You've always been the one to stimulate my mind. When I'm around you I don't, 'cause I just say what is mine is yours. Open all the doors and come on inside. Come on. Tell me, are you comfortable? Is your belly full? Are you feeling alright? 'Cause you're the only one that ever moved me at all.
Alright guys, this wave was pretty kooky of me, but I made sure there was no one in front of me this entire session every time I took off. If you're riding a big board, whether that's a mid-length or a long board even, you want to make sure that there's no one in front of you when you take off. So every one of these waves you see, I was making sure there was no one in my way, because it can be pretty dangerous when you have a big board.
Right now, I'm stuck between two rocks. The surge is coming in. I thought my leash broke on me, the Piahi leash. The Decline or whatever Piahi leash. It's supposed to be super tough, broke on me. I'm so pissed. I gotta find a way out of here.
Eventually, I did find my board banging against the rocks. Somehow it was still intact, and I didn't give up there. And as you guys will see, I got the best wave of my session right after this adversity happened.
Dude, good sesh.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, this thing is sick.
Yeah.
You, Lucas?
Yeah. What's up? What's your name?
I'm Alex. Nice to
Alex, nice to meet you.
You've come up on my YouTube recommended
Oh, word.
a couple times.
All right, guys, I can't even explain what happened that session. It was the best, worst, ugliest. I kooked it. I scored. I got like freaking slotted on a beast wave, like overhead, super steep, was right in the slot. If it was barreling, I would have been barreling, but it was mushing, so I wasn't barreled. But it was like craziest waves of my life. I was having so much fun. Lost my board, swam, found it. It got torn up in the rocks, ended up being fine. I could hear it slam against the rocks. Turns out Tim built a freaking indestructible surfboard. I have so much more to tell you, but I'm like right now putting the freaking roof racks on, because once I do my long drive, I get to do short drives, and I put the board on the roof, so it's easier to get stuff. But I lost my keys. Shane let me borrow one of his flashlights, and I spent like 30 minutes looking for them. But I am super hungry. Not even really that cold, but I have like so much more work to pack up. I literally took everything out of the car looking for my keys, but it was nuts. It was awesome. I really hope that the footage does justice. I wish we could have got some land shots of that. There was one wave that I was just so in the pocket, and like the wave picked the board up and then I shot back down. It was like the best feeling. Yeah, I don't know if the GoPro will do it justice, but I think I was moving really fast, so you guys will be able to see that. I kind of had it slanted down too much, and then like my last wave I figured to like prop it up more. I still got to figure out the GoPro. I'm in no way a professional with that, but yeah, I just got the board on the roof and I'm so stoked. It's so fun. You have to go through adversity to get good waves. You just have to go through adversity, and it can be fun. Like even when I was getting pinballed in between these giant boulders, I was like, okay, I'm living. Like at least I'm alive, you know? At least I'm out in nature, like doing something. We met some super cool dudes. I forget some of their names, but Tommy, super cool dude. I met him. Shout out to all the locals out there. They were cool. I lost my board and they pointed to me like where it would probably be, and it was right there, like floating around, getting destroyed on the rocks. But yeah, I just got to give a big hand to all the uncles out there. Like they were killing it. They were ripping. I was just trying to find a wave no one else wanted, was far away from the pack. And yeah, great session out there. And then like I was coming up the cliff at night, and there's a dude with an arc, with another like arc fish. So I was stoked on that. Yeah, just really good vibes. This is such a fun session. I wish I could do this every day. I literally wish I could surf like this every day. All right, good morning, everybody. We are super excited that there's still some waves coming through. The tide's low as I'm looking out in the inlet right now. Early, but not early enough because the sun is already coming up. We are meeting up with Wheel Cooley, and yeah, we are doing mini Simmons madness today. We got 2 mini Simmons, 2 fine strapping young men, and we're gonna go out and show them what they can do. Oh my god. Oh! No. Damn. Sick.
All it takes is, you know, just one wave, not even that, one turn. you know, just a moment. It keeps pulling you back to have another moment. And it never ends.
Oh, endlessly, on endlessly.
You want me and he's a she. Just tell me where you'd be. You should have been here yesterday when tomorrow was today. I'm going out yesterday. I'm going out yesterday. Once upon a time was all. I need to make it call. Now I need the summer's fall to find the winter's cross. I'm going out.
See that go? See? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes.
You're done. Once you're a surfer, you're done. You're in. You know, it's like the mob or something. You're not getting out.
Yo, how'd we do out there?
It was pretty good. A little windy, but I'll take it.
Dude,
This is one of the OGs right here.
this thing, I like the beak nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good board.
Oh, yeah, this is the old logo.
Yeah,
Awesome.
one hell of a board, man. I tell you, seaworthy.
Seaworthy.
Got a few.
I was the opposite. I was like immediately into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Just feeling it.
Yeah,
but
you were off the races.
I was like, my arms are feeling great from yesterday. Like, here we go, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm feeling good for another session.
It doesn't even describe how fun that session was. I think it was like my best one in a very long time. I'm just good at like surfing mushy point breaks. Like, it's not the skill I asked for, but it's the skill I got. I just love these little mush burgers, and on the mini Simmons, it works so well. And the first time I ever surfed here, I was on the neckbeard. And the mini Simmons is kind of just like a more radical neckbeard almost. And it just works so sick. And then I rode Tim's 5.6. I'll give you a whole breakdown on it. I have whole opinions on the fins and on everything. But yeah, we're actually going to check another spot. I'm pretty sure Will killed it on the lens. He's awesome. I gave him the Snuggie, and it was just funny seeing him like back up on the cliff in this giant pink Snuggie. But yeah, things are going well today. All right, young Groms, this session pretty much had the X factor I was looking for. Even though it wasn't a huge deep water wave, I was on the mini Simmons with a great crew, and we were all catching awesome rides. Will killed it on the lens, as I just said. Make sure to check him out at Will Cooley on Instagram. And make sure to check out Arc Surfboards too, because they've been supporting me a ton. And all of us went and scored even more waves. So we're going to make a part 2. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next session.